Just about every doggone day, it's a good day to be a Johnny. Some days are just a little bit better than the other days. What we celebrate tonight are great leaders, great students, MIC champions, All-Americans, record holders, all-time scoring leaders, one guy who stopped people from scoring at an all-time record pace, a major league manager, and multiple national champions. I'll tell you, in the past, we've been reluctant to honor individuals here at St. John's. This is our chance to recognize and celebrate you and celebrate your accomplishments and all the things you've done to help St. John's write St. John's story.
My dad would have been so proud to have a place anywhere in this meeting tonight and just to listen to the people and meet the people that he dreamed would become St. John's.
When I looked at the group that came here before me, and you had Andrew Longbella here, you had Clint Dahman, you had Nate Geiger, Matt Bolig, and these were kids that I had just gotten stomped by growing up. So I knew that the team was headed in the right direction, and to be another sport here that was winning national titles. When you do it once, it's okay, good job. But when you do two in a row, it's fun. And the family that we built as a team, I mean, Clint and Bella, they're both here right now. They took the family thing a little too far as they both married cousins of mine. So now they actually are family.
I'm the third of 4 children. Our family was a football family. I was actually originally supposed to go to St. John's to play football. I had no intention of diving in college. And being an 18-year-old with not a lot of maybe common sense at the time, I made the financial decision to take a D1 scholarship, pass up on St. John's and playing football, and quickly realized that it was not a great decision. I picked up the phone. I called Pat. I think this was Thanksgiving. My freshman year Thanksgiving, I called Pat and I said, I'm thinking of coming to St. John's. Within an hour and a half, Pat said, you're on Tommy 2, here's your roommate, and when can you come?
I think our teams set the tradition and the culture for what future St. John's basketball and football is going to be. And, there was one person, I can remember a game early on, we fell behind, and it was Ken Raring. Ken came off the field. Ken was a great All-American, and I was a freshman. And I said, hey, Ken, looks like we got a heck of a game. He says, Mooks, don't worry. He said, at halftime, we're going to be ahead. And guess what? At halftime, we were ahead. So as a freshman, I said, well, that's what St. John's football is, and that's what athletics here is. And I think that was, for me, what started us, and I felt that it was to pass those same things on to other teammates.
I personally think, although Charlie Mahler and Jim Thornton may disagree with me, but the best athletes on the team run the steeplechase. They'll get me later. But Tim actually ran the steeplechase too, and so I think when freshmen came in, he encouraged them to run it, and it was an event I had seen before. My second oldest brother, Pete, who was going to be here but couldn't, he ran it in college here, and so I had seen him run a couple times, but what really drew me was when I was at the Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon. My sister, Donna, who is here today, was running there, and I watched the race there. Henry Marsh was the American record holder at that time, and I really, hey, this is a neat race. And then eventually, by the end of my career, I actually ran against him, so that was kind of neat.
So I'm sorry, I'm just extremely grateful. It's a tremendous honor. I'm sheepishly accepting it because there are hundreds of people that should be standing up here with me to get this. You shouldn't have to get an award for doing something you love, and it's a lot of fun, and this has been for me.
My dad passed away in 2009, and the folks from St. John's were very nice to bring up to my dad's funeral a number 22 jersey. My dad wore number 22. The next day, Bob Alpers calls me, and he says, hey, Jim, we're playing Gustavus this weekend, and that number 22 jersey, we need that back. That number 22 is on the defensive, he's a defensive starter, and it's the only home jersey we have for number 22. So I said, okay, And so we actually came to the game, and my dad was recognized pregame. The quarterback from Gustavus goes back to pass, and he throws it downfield, and it's intercepted. Turns to his side and laterals to number 22, who went in to score a touchdown.
When I made my visit to St. John's, I was very impressed with everything I saw, with one exception, and that was the St. John's wrestling program. At that point in time, they had a history of mediocrity, but what I didn't know is that new head coach Terry Hawes was about to turn that around. Terry was a great coach, but he only coached here for 6 years until he passed suddenly from a heart attack at only 49 years old. But during his 6 years here, he led the program from obscurity to national prominence. Now, a key component to that rise was my brother Tom. When he joined the St. John's wrestling team, he made an immediate impact. For me to have him as a workout partner every day made a huge difference in any success I had in wrestling. Now, Tom also died of a heart attack 5 years ago. So I have no doubt, though, that Tom and Terry would be very, very proud that I'm sitting up here tonight.
But he would mention it once in a while, and then as the years went by and we started just coming to games and he wasn't playing, he always would say, I learned so much from John Gallardi. He always had that comment. He went to prep school here too and played football, and then he played the football and the hockey when he was here at St. John's.
I got here because it was such a comfortable place to be, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Mr. Wold, who put me in gold in 8th grade, for Pat Hawes, who stayed with me and kept talking to me and treated me like a son, and he was like another father for me, and Leroy Lilly, who's not here, for hosting and being so kind. And so because of all of that, I felt it's just so natural to be here. You know, I get off at 94, and you pull down the street, you see the chapel, and it's just something overcomes you, and I'm sure people are nodding their heads saying, yeah, I get it. Something that just makes you feel you're at home.
But I think the 65 team, we worked together. Obviously, our defense was excellent, which I have to bite my tongue because I was on offense most of the time. And Mooka kept talking about the defense all the time.
And then the two playoff teams, we beat them by a score of 71-7. So I think the offense did their job.
Something I've thought of so much, and all of you who are athletes here at St. John's can understand. We had 7 different groups of players with whom we came into contact during our 4 years at St. John's. There were guys 3 years older than us, guys 3 years younger than us, and I'm talking about our class. That's true of all the classes. And the guys who were the older guys, they molded us. They gave us the examples. The guys who were younger, they filled in, they did wonderful work for us, and hopefully we were models for them too.
Viti passed away in March of 2004. His son, Don, who also is a graduate of St. John's in 1981, planned to attend, but unfortunately could not make it. Don did say that his dad loved St. John's, and it was a very important time in his life, and he looked back on it fondly, and he always enjoyed being back at St. John's University.
I loved running the quadruple option. I could run it today. Not as fast or as good, but I could line up and run it today. I remember the day that he showed me the play, and he held up his card and he said, you know, I got this new play that I'm going to, you know, institute and show you here. And he said it's called the quadruple option. There's 4 options, and when you run to the right, we're going to have everybody run to the left, the offensive lineman. We're not going to block the defensive tackle. We're not going to block the defensive end, and we're not going to block the cornerback. So that was interesting.
You reflect whatever the dreams my father and my mother and my family wanted St. John's to be and to represent.